Okay, let me give you a look at this. Both of those ends are sufficiently soldered. Now I'm going to take a piece of heat shrink tubing and put it over this. Then I'm going to solder this to this, pull the heat shrink tubing over. The heat shrink I use is 1/4 inch is usually the best that I've found, the best size to use. And this is heat shrink tubing. If you never used heat shrink tubing before, it's better than electrical tape. It provides, you know, a good firm coating around the wire, and how it works is how it's named. It shrinks when you heat it. So I'll show you how to use it. Okay, I'm gonna put the heat shrink tubing over that wire. And then I'm going to solder these together now. You want to make a good solid connection, and this positive is not as solid as I want, so okay. There's the wire. I don't think it's going anywhere. Let's wait till the camera focuses in on that. Camera's not being good today. It doesn't want to focus on anything. Now I'm going to take a couple layers of electrical tape and kind of seal that up there. First I want to make sure there's no sharp edges on here that are going to break through the electrical tape. Just going to file this down a little bit, just because it's a real pointy edge. It might break through the electrical tape. Okay. I'll put a piece around the whole thing as well, electrical tape. Okay, like that. Now the heat shrink tubing should do the rest. Pull the heat shrink tubing over that. Heat shrink tubing goes right up to over the fins of the adapter plug. And we got that. I'm going to take a lighter and heat this heat shrink tubing up, and it's going to shrink into place. Ouch. You can take a little fan if you want. Cool things down a little faster. Ouch. And I think we got a nice, you can see how the heat shrink tubing just goes, fits right around the wire there. Like a nice fit. Going to give it another blast of heat just to make sure it's tight. You don't want the heat shrink tubing going anywhere. That should be good. Okay, we're going to let that cool down for a minute or two. I'm not going to use that little fan again. And just clean it up a little bit. Okay, make sure our connections are good. We could test for continuity between the positive and negative here, just to make sure that there's no short circuit. We don't hear a beep, so that's good. There's the beep. So one on the positive, one on the ground point. We don't hear a beep, so we know that our wiring's okay. If the wires were touching in here, we'd hear a beep when we did that. Okay, that should be cool enough. Let's plug the adapter back in. Okay, we're getting a red light. And we're going to test for voltage on the tip. Turn it to 20 volts. We should see about 19 on the voltmeter. $19.54. So we know our connection's okay. Our tip here is now ready to go. Okay, so earlier I tried to take this drill and make the hole here a little bit bigger so that we could more easily screw the power jack in. The batteries died in the drill, so now we have some battery power. So I actually just finished drilling the hole before we started the tape. So basically what I did was, let's see if I can get this in view here. Go into the hole here and move the drill around as much as you can. Try to get as much of that plastic rounded out, because we only need a little tiny bit. I don't have the exact size drill bit, so just put the drill in and move it in a circular motion just to make the hole a little bigger for this thing. Now I'm going to take this, put it into the hole, and just screw it right in. Okay, it was a little difficult, so I didn't do this on camera, but what I did is I screwed that in to the hole. I actually had to put a nut on the inside here, up at the back, so when I tighten it up, everything becomes tight. And then you see the red and black wires there. All I need to do is put a little solder on the tips of these red and black wires down here that go to the motherboard, attach them to that, make sure everything's insulated, and we'll be okay. Okay, this is basically the finished product. You can see I tucked in. I connected the two wires. I put white electrical tape around that just as a signal and red around the other one. And I just kind of tucked them in there so they're out of the way. Next thing we're going to do is put in the CD drive. Okay, everything's back together. CD drive's in. Let's flip it around. Plug in the power cord and see what happens. Okay.